Well, good morning again. Today we start manifesting magic, everyone. Are you excited for that? Yes, me too. So today is the first 2 experiments of 9 in Pam Grout's E Cubed. And so the first one is the Boogie Woogie Corollary. And it's all about remembering that joy is our natural state of being. Joy is our natural state of being. And I spoke into this a little bit last week as well, that joy is our natural way of being, especially when we look at our babies, our toddlers, my nephew with his Tony Stark, right? They just naturally exude joy. They just naturally know how to go with the flow and just be in that joyous state. So that's what we're tapping into this week, is that natural state of being. And in fact, Pam, I'm just going to call Pam Grout Pam, our friend Pam. So our friend Pam says, the more fun you have, the better life works. How about that, everyone? Do you want to hold on to that? The more fun you have, the better life works. So here's what's so interesting, that when I was reading this Monday morning, I was not feeling joy. I was actually feeling really sad. I was having post-vacation blues. Does anyone else get post-vacation blues? You get back home and you're like, I want to be on vacation still, right? And you're missing the people that you saw and the moments. But also, and I just want to be transparent and honest, I was feeling sad because I was feeling like, wow, what if we don't have 3 individuals to serve on the board? And then there's a very serious conversation that has to happen on the 29th at our annual meeting. And I was sitting in that too and feeling sad. And because we're talking about joy, I'm going to add as a side note here that the key to service is with joy. Not because you think you should or feeling guilty about it, but because you want to serve in joy. I come up here to serve in joy. Sherry Hersey, you see, and the music team, they serve in joy. Our volunteers serve in joy, right? So why not also the highest level of leadership and business within the church, serving with joy? It can be done with joy. So although that seems like a digression, the fact was I was feeling sad. And I noticed myself not wanting to budge from my sadness. I was really entrenched in it. I was reading that, I'm like, no. I do not want, it's like a toddler. I do not want to get out of my sadness and into joy. And so I thought, wow, there's no way that playing some songs in the morning and saying that's amazing to everything. She says even your cellulite too. I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I'm going to turn this sadness around. But then I kind of got curious with myself, and I thought, that's interesting, Stacy. Why? Why don't you feel like shifting? What is the desire there? Do you want to explore the possibility of joy, or do you want to just keep dwelling in sadness? That choice is yours, Miss Stacy. Conversation's going on in my head. And then I reminded myself, guess what? You have a talk on Sunday, so you might as well put it to the test. So that's what I did. And this part in the book also helped me. She talks about the fact that rhinos, even though they're nearly blind, that when they get spooked, they just run as fast as they can in a straight line. They get spooked, they just run fast forward. And so here's what she writes about that. She says, your thoughts are like spooked rhinos. Once they get some momentum going, it's pretty hard to change their trajectory, which is why my practice of getting up every morning and proclaiming something amazingly awesome is going to happen to me today has revolutionized my life. Something amazingly awesome is going to happen to me today. And I know this. I teach this. I know I create my experience by my thoughts. It's our third unity principle, right? But sometimes even ministers, it turns out, gets in a rut. Even ministers get to decide if they're going to choose right here and right now to be happy, no matter how complicated the situation may seem. So that's what I did. I decided on Monday, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to put one of the songs on from the book, and I'm going to dance like nobody's watching. And so that next morning I got up and I put on Celebration by Kool and the Gang, And I danced around the bathroom, but it turns out someone was watching, my husband Juan. And he was like, "What are you doing right now?" And I said, "It's for work. I have to do it." And it was fun. We had a laugh, and it was crazy. And it was so much fun that I then put on Happy by Pharrell Williams, and I danced around some more. And guess what? Guess what? It brought lightness to my heart. Then the next morning, I played What a Wonderful World, that Tommy sang for us so well, by Louis Armstrong. And then it came to me, U2's song, Beautiful Day, and that chorus, It's a Beautiful Day. So I asked Alexa to play that for me. And guess what? I felt, get this everyone, I felt happy. I felt grateful. I could easily, or at least more easily, say, that's amazing, to the things that were happening in all areas of my life. And by the third morning, my eyes weren't even open yet. My alarm went off, and I had a song going on in my head. Now, I'm not the music person, as you all know, so maybe this happens to Sherry Hersey, but not me. I don't wake up with songs in my head. And the song in my head was Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas. So I said, "Hey, Alexa, let's play Dancing in the Streets." And there she was. And I was still in my bed, but I was dancing in my bed, everybody, because she was saying, it doesn't matter what you wear as long as you're there. There'll be dancing in the streets. All we need is music, sweet music. And so we all get to choose the music we listen to in our heads. We all get to choose the music we play internally. We all get to choose the thoughts that keep repeating over and over again. And a lot of times we will get caught up in the why. Why is this happening to me? Why is my business not successful, or my career not successful, or why can I find love, or why do I act this way? Or why am I thinking this way, or why am I sad, or why am I stuck? And I'm going to share a truth bomb with you all that my therapist dropped on me, which is, even if you know the why, you still have to take action. In other words, don't get so caught up in trying to answer the why that you're still stuck. And so because I had that in mind and thinking about that, of course, now my consciousness, my attention starts bringing to me all these posts on social media that have to do with that, right? And so there's a great therapist I follow. Her name's Dr. Leah Katz, and she was writing, do you hear yourself saying, I don't know why I feel so... ... right? And then proceed to get stuck in ruminating why you feel so bad. So then she says this. Here's our first slide. Sometimes spending too much time trying to figure out why you feel bad can actually make you feel worse. There isn't always a clear reason why. In this case, naming, accepting, and feeling the emotion, including its physical presence, because we know that body-mind connection, are the best things we can do to ride the wave. So we can feel it and ride the wave. And we have a spiritual power or attribute, a spiritual quality of will, right here up on our wall in silver. And it's that spiritual attribute that helps us make decisions, that help us make choices, and moves these other choices and these other spiritual attributes forward. We need that quality of will and willpower to take action and move forward. And I completely understand that there are times in our lives when sadness is the appropriate response. So I want to make sure you hear that too. But I'm going to also offer this, because Betsy shared this the other night, and she said I could share it with all of you, because it was really beautiful and touched my heart. She said, joy gives our hearts relief. Joy gives our hearts relief from the sadness. Joy gives our hearts relief from the grief. Joy gives our hearts relief from the suffering. But it has to be a conscious, intentional choice to allow our hearts to feel some relief. It must be a conscious, intentional choice to shift our feelings or our view of a situation from, wow, this sucks, to seeking joy within it. I mean, we can keep going down the same path. I've chosen to do that sometimes. The same thoughts, the same choices that keep causing us to suffer. Or we can take a moment and say, let me go down a different path. Let me choose a new path, a new thought, a new action, a new way to be that allows me to experience joy. But we get to choose the path. That is our choice. Zen monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, and it's up here, sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy. Where is our intention? And since we're in the month of love, of February, right? So love, our spiritual power of love, it's about attracting to us that which we want in our lives, that which we want to harmonize with. So see, that's what I did. I shifted to, what do I want to harmonize with? Do I want to harmonize with sadness and be entrenched in that? Or do I want to harmonize with and attract joy? And so I started to visualize 3 individuals who I know are so filled with joy to serve on the board of trustees and are going to be infusing joy through their service work into this church. And I shifted to, what are the aspects of ministry that bring me joy? Let me focus there. And then I started to become more aware of, what are the little signs of joy that the universe sends to me that says, you are beloved. And making magic is your birthright. Having joy is your birthright. That is who you are. Becoming more aware of those little signs. Being supported by that infinite presence. So for the first experiment, she has, again, that list of songs. Like Sherry Hersey said, we purposely have all the videos. And you can go to our YouTube channel, Unity Oaks YouTube channel, and you can watch the whole service, or you can watch just the videos later. So I don't want anyone to say I don't have that music. We've provided it for you, okay? And then she also says to ask the universe for a joke and then to be grateful for everything, saying, that's amazing. So, you know, we were talking about wrinkles the other day, and I realized, oh, so this morning I said, I saw those wrinkles, and I was like, that's amazing. Because you know what? And then I went, oh, my God, it is amazing. It means I've been alive for almost 53 years, and I've been smiling a lot. That's amazing. Yeah, I got a little from Suan. Thank you. Okay, so all this leads into our second experiment, which is the red pill corollary, which refers to the movie The Matrix. So in The Matrix, the main character has to pick between the red pill and the blue pill, one being the reality as he knows it, and the other one being a whole different reality. So the idea here is that the idea in this chapter is life does not happen to you, it emanates from you. Life does not happen to you, it emanates from you. And one of my favorite singers, Jason Mraz, says, life doesn't come at you, it comes from you. Same idea, right? And so we have the choice to choose the reality we want to live in. Either the one that society has built that said, nope, this is how the way things are, this is just how it is, or to choose another thought, because you're connected with all of life. You are a part of it, and therefore you get to play in the field of potentiality. So that red pill represents choosing a different way of thinking and believing and living your life. So, and I even marked it with a red paper clip. Here's what she writes. We are connected to this giant universal love energy, this field that hooks us up to everything we could ever need. The problem is we're not paying attention. Every moment we are offered valuable information, really clear signposts, and 24/7 guidance. But relying instead on our barely conscious minds, we've shrunk this mind-blowing, multidimensional universe into a shoebox. Enlarge what you notice. We're receiving ideas all the time, but see, we dismiss them so quickly that we forget that we even had them. So therefore, the spiritual practice that's really being called forth here is to pause. When an idea comes, instead of just swatting it away quickly, oh, that'll never work. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I don't have money for that. Right? Instead, saying to yourself, okay, let me just explore this idea. Let me go down this path of possibilities. Maybe it still leads to the same place of, I'm not going to do it or move forward on it. But it also could leapfrog into another idea or another solution. See, ideas are your prosperity. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our ideas are our divine prosperity and that we're always receiving them from divine mind so that we can take action on them and prosper. That's why we're given these ideas, so that we can prosper in our health. We can prosper in love. We can prosper in joy. We can prosper in our finances. And then here's what he writes in the Revealing Word. We are all heavily charged with ideas. And when these ideas are expressed, the whole human race is lifted up. Just think about all the amazing ideas that have come forth that someone had and chased and brought forth that is benefiting. I mean, even the chair. Who thought of a chair? That was a divine idea at some point, right? So she has, our friend Pam, has 8 very specific items for us to look for over 3 days. And one is a smile from a baby. And so it was less than 2 hours after I'd read that. And so it wasn't really quite, ingrained in my memory yet about the 8 different things I was looking for. But I had to go to my local Vons, and so I did. And I went right into the entrance, and there was a baby in a shopping cart. And he was doing this. And the mom said, oh, my gosh, she looked surprised, too. Oh, are you waving hello? What's happening? I just said, oh, that's so sweet. And I started walking away, oh, that was so sweet. And all of a sudden, 30 seconds it took me, where all of a sudden I stopped and I went, a smiling baby. Oh, my goodness. And then the other thing she says to look for, one of the 8, is the number 222. And I thought, this seems impossible, right? I mean, that's a real hard one. So I'm walking my dog the other morning on our just normal morning walk. And I love looking at houses. I always love to walk because I love looking at houses and neighborhoods. And so I happened to see this one house, and their address sign, their number sign was crooked. And I just thought, oh, that's kind of funny because this house is always usually so tidy and neat. And it's funny that they wouldn't have fixed their sign that's falling down. It was literally like 5 or 10 minutes later because I was almost home. And again, I'm thinking, wow, this 222 one seems really... Hold on. Suddenly, it flashes in my brain the crooked sign. The address was 222. I don't know what the 4th number was. It doesn't matter. 222. But you see, I would have missed it if I wasn't being intentional with and seeking out what I was looking for. It was there the whole time. But I became aware of and actively seeked out what I was looking for. It's happening all the time. It's just that we need to wake ourselves up out of our routine thinking and open ourselves up to all the messages and possibilities that are literally right there. All we have to do is stay open and awake to them. So here's what she writes. The more we allow ourselves to be aware of this connection to this always flowing field of infinite potentiality, the more this dance of energy plays out in our favor. The universe works non-stop to bestow blessings, to pour out love, to provide us with all of our needs. The universe works non-stop to bestow blessings. All of the time. See, you are not separate from, but you are a part of the universe. You are part of the life and energy and creative magic of the worlds you live in. Author Robert Wilson says, the more you look for synchronicity, the more magic more magical your life becomes. You're creating your life no matter what. The choice is, are you going to do so consciously or unconsciously? We can keep going on about our lives on autopilot, or we can be intentional with our living. So again, shifting away from the why me or why is this happening to me to how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? And then sitting in that feeling. So instead of asking, why me? Why is it happening to me? How do I want to feel? And sitting in the feeling. Oftentimes you hear me say marinate. I mean marinate in the feeling like we did in our meditation. And then asking, okay, and now what's the first step I need to take in order to feel this way? And then actively looking and listening for messages from the universe, from God. See, you choose whether you dance in the morning or not. You choose the way you see a situation. You choose how you feel or whether you stay in a particular feeling or not. You get to create the magic in your life. So from one of my favorite new authors and spiritual coaches, Xavier Dagba, he writes this: one of the reasons why you are here is to amplify the collective field of light in a way that only your soul knows how to. Claim it. So I was going to say, so here are the first two experiments. Let me turn to them here. So the first one is, so the theory is the more fun I have, the better life works. And we're answering the question, is it possible that joy is my natural state? And the hypothesis is, if I cut off the ongoing litany of problems and doom, I will feel more joy and thus open channels of goodness. And so for 3 days, you're going to get up and dance, have a dance party. Everything you see and experience, you're going to say, that's amazing. And then you're also going to ask the universe for your own cosmic joke. So that should be fun too, right? And then for the second experiment, the theory, my beliefs and expectations impact what I draw from the field of potentiality. So we're answering the question, is it possible I only see what I expect to see? So the hypothesis is, if I decide to look for 8 things listed below, I will find them. So it includes things like a belly laugh, a toy from your childhood, your favorite song from high school, a beach ball, a billboard message for you, the smile from a baby, the 222. So it's funny because even last night, so I hadn't gotten that high school song one, but I had written the message for today and the slides, and Juan and I went out to dinner, and we're at California Pizza Kitchen, and we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden I noticed, I was like, oh, I love this song. You know how they have this music in the background? I went, oh, I love this song. And then I realized it was a song from high school, from Simple Minds in the 80s, and I went, wait a minute, that's a song from high school I loved. Oh my gosh. So I said, Juan, you're not going to believe this, you know? And so I told him, and then literally the next song that came on, Happy by Pharrell Williams. I mean, it works, everybody. So today, when you leave, I have 2 gifts for you. One, you're going to see red jelly beans. We have red jelly beans at hospitality. We have red jelly beans in the back to remind you to take the red pill and choose a different reality. And then I also have for each of you a felt heart, a little felt heart. And Melba will be in the back to let you choose your little heart, because this is a gift from me to you to remind you that you are loved. You are love, and that joy is your birthright. So as you pick up that heart, just let it be a reminder to you that you're loved, you are love, and joy is your birthright. And now it's time to start manifesting experiments. So just know that something amazing, awesomely amazing is going to happen to you today. And I can't wait to hear from all of you next week, okay? Blessings, everyone.